Boys and girls, we're going to read a part of a book titled The Honey Makers by Gail Gibson. This is an expository text. That means we're going to learn information about bees. The Honey Makers by Gail Gibson, Merrill Junior Books, New York Publishing Company. Today we are learning about the different jobs of the worker bee. This is why I decided to read a section of this book that talks about worker bees. This honeybee is a worker bee. From the minute she comes out of her brood cell, she is as busy as a bee. For the next 3 weeks, she will have a number of different jobs to do inside the hive. First, she is a house bee, cleaning and polishing the cells. On day 1, the honeybee, the worker bee, is cleaning the beehive. About 3 days later, she becomes a nurse bee. On day 1, she cleans the hive, making sure everything is nice and neat. On day 3, she becomes a nurse bee. That means she takes care of all the little larvae and she feeds them as well. Look at that. After 10 days of being a nurse bee, she becomes a wax-making bee. That's interesting. Now she helps making the wax, making the cells where the bees will later store the honey. She makes flakes of wax in her abdomen and chews them to mold new cells or repair old ones. Wax-making bees are also in charge of storing the nectar and pollen that other honeybees bring back to the hive. Other workers care for the queen. They are her court. They cluster around the queen to continually feed and groom. Okay, well, let's review. First, worker bee is cleaning the hive. Next, when she's a few days older, she becomes the nurse bee. After that, she becomes the wax-making bee. That's already her 3rd job. After being the wax-making bee, she becomes the court bee. That means she has to take care of the queen. She has to keep her clean and feed her and make sure that the queen bee is nothing but the happiest bee in the hive. About a week later, the wax-making bee becomes a guard bee and begins outdoor life. Guard bees protect the hive. They chase away intruders with their stingers. They also alert the other bees by spreading a special scent when there is danger. A guard bee will sometimes die in battle to protect the hive and its honey. Wow, that's a 5th job. Now she is a guard bee. The worker bee is now about 3 weeks old. She is ready to become a forager bee, her last job. Probably most important and most enjoyable job for the bees. It's a very important one. Forager bees are the bees you see zipping from flower to flower. They collect sweet juices called nectar from the flowers for honey making. Forager bee. So, wow. Cleaning bee, the nurse bee, wax making bee, the court bee, the guard bee, and the forager bee that collects pollen. And I think that we're going to skip these 2 pages for now, and we move to this part of the book. Back inside the hive, the forager bee brings up the nectar. So she flies back to the beehive, brings the nectar. Then, now this is so amazing to me, she transfers it by tongue to a hive bee The nectar is passed by tongue among the hive bees until some of the moisture is gone. Then a wax-making bee places the nectar in a honey cell. There it continues to dry. Look, they are passing. Oh my goodness, they're passing the nectar from bee to bee, foreigner bee to a hive bee. They're passing it and passing it. Some of the moisture is gone. There's a special enzyme it's created in the liquidy honey substance, and after a while they put it in the cell. More and more nectar is added to the honey cell. The house bees cluster over the cell and fan their wings to evaporate even more of the moisture in the nectar. As the nectar loses water, it becomes thicker and thicker. Finally, wax-making bees cap or seal the cell with wax. Some of the cells already look like they've been sealed. Slowly, the nectar ripens into honey. Honey is about 18% water. And we will learn about the dances of the honeybee on a different day. That will be just as fascinating as the pages that we just read right now.